God really is a risk taker, in my belief. He's the ultimate risk taker, much like an entrepreneur is. And the risk he takes is on us to use these gifts and these talents and to do good with them and to honor him as well as help others and to succeed. He's not against profit. In fact, he wants us to succeed. And it's the ultimate, as I said, he called him the original and the biggest ultimate risk-taking entrepreneur out there. I think faith plays a critical role in developing character, both in your regular day-to-day life, but especially in business. Because many times, many times, with most of the largest decisions that I have to make on a regular basis, there are often times when I'm alone, where I could very easily go one way or the other. Or I could sit there and make a decision that perhaps isn't a public decision. It's strictly up to me. And what I have to do is I have to lean on my faith, because you can be taken off into different ways. You can be taken off and there's the best way for me to get the biggest riches, and it doesn't matter what happens. Or it could go this way, where I sit there and say, well, it might be a little bit easier, or the lazier route, or I don't have to try as hard, so I go left or right. But really, when you get down into faith and courage to do the right thing that is most likely not potentially the easiest to play, that's where it's in that hardcore, that deep moment that faith you lean on and you turn to Scripture, and that will tell you generally which way to go. Ocean's an interesting scenario because where it's sitting geographically is in Cincinnati, which right now is regarded by far as the most progressive and most forward-moving city in the Midwest. When you take it outside of the far east and the west coast and everything, Cincinnati is cutting edge. That's why you sit there and you see that we bounced back quicker than most everybody else during the difficult economic times. You see cranes are up, you see entrepreneurial spirit, both in restaurant startups, in tech startups, just even in basic hands-on business startups. So the city here, on one side of it, you've got this amazing go forward and growing situation, which way outshines any other city really in the Midwest. And then parallel to that, you've got this interesting thing called Crossroads Church. And there's other community churches and all in Cincinnati and the tri-state area too. Crossroads really is the same type of thing. You've got a church that's growing rapidly. I think we have somewhere of 40,000 plus members of it, and it continues to grow every year. And when it gets to that point of saying, all right, well, we're in an awesome position, we've got enough people, it just decides, nope, we're going to step out and do something new and different and keep pushing ourselves, even though the easy way would be that. So now when you meld those two things together and you say, all right, how do we go to the next step, take advantage of getting involved in business, in the business acumen, the biggest climate here in Cincinnati, and which is so much more progressive than elsewhere, and then couple it with that we really have one of the fastest, most amazing Christian churches in the United States. And if you put those two together in a room and say, come up with something interesting, and don't come out till you do, they do. And what they do, they came out with Ocean. And that's really what this is. Nothing like it at all, but you took two amazing, successful situations. Today, at this point in time within Cincinnati, which is amazing, and Crossroads, this entrepreneur of churches that doesn't stop, put them in a room, and this is what came out.